The issue that I'm really interested in, that he dealt with, is the issue of martyrdom. He realized that if individuals continue to take the individual step, stepping forward, losing identity, and being killed in public, and these people are being visited constantly by good Christians that go to them in their jail cells and ask for blessings. What the hell's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with that picture? They're not going to the bishop, they're not going to the priest, they're not going to any organized group. They're going to these martyrs. They're going to their jail cells where they're being held and asking for prayers, intercession, kiss the baby, whatever. Grant me this, grant me that. This was very dangerous. So it wasn't last couple of weeks we've been discussing that it was dangerous for the Roman organization. But now we have learned that the Roman organization was no longer a Caesar-headed organization. It is now a Caesar and the Bishop of Rome headed organization. So this indeed has become extremely dangerous for the church. Because you can't have these people. You can't have these people offering their bodies for immediate glory. So, Augustine, being the kind of man that he is, a great bishop, can't take that away from him, a fantastic rhetorician, came up with this interesting idea. And one of his ideas was, cut out this martyrdom stuff. There's no need for it anymore. There is absolutely no need for it. There's no need for this kind of demonstration. You do not need to do this anymore. Put an end to it. Well, this was welcome news for a lot of people that were kind of feeling the pressure. Should I not? Well, there's Augustine here, said you don't have to anymore. And that took a lot of, that was a relief, but it was a double-pronged relief. Relief for the pagans and relief for the Christians. But didn't really want to go that far. And remember last week we mentioned the lapsi, the people that would run away during the persecution and come back and want to come back to the church again. The lapsed individuals. So this was a big relief for them. It's like, oh good, we don't have to do this anymore. Our religion does not ask for this. And Augustine said it, single-handedly. And that stuck. It really stuck. And there was no need for that anymore. So, well, you know, your soul is, what's going to happen to it? Certainly not going to be accelerated to heaven faster than living a life here and being productive. So that worked out well. But at the same time, what this did was this put back the authority now into the realm of the organization, the institution of the church. Now, when you have that kind of authority, and it is a complete rout, no more worrying about outsiders, no more worrying about a bunch of people in an arena and causing trouble again with the people, etc. Anything that stands against authority was a big problem for them, for the church as well as for the emperor. So, once you neutralize that, now you can focus on the things that you want to do within your organization, within your institution. And they did. They focused on this stuff. Like all institutions, like all organizations, you will have corruption. You will have abuse of power. You will have all these things. Naturally, this happens all the time. It continues to happen even today. We're just reading about the Ontario lottery problem. So abuse is always there. And there's nothing new. Now, we're going to talk about the authority, the growing authority of the Roman bishops. There are indeed two powers by which chiefly this world is ruled: the sacred authority of the pontiffs, the popes, and the royal power, the Caesar, the Caesars. Of the two, the priesthood had the greater weight to the degree that it must render an account for kings themselves in matters divine. And this is what Gelasius said. This is what he said. Know then, although you preside with dignity in human affairs, as to the divine, you are to submit your neck to those from whom you look for salvation. Submit your neck. This is a direct word, not to just any Roman. This is to the kings of Rome. You are to be subject rather than to rule in religious sphere, and bow to the judgment of the priests rather than to seek to lend them your will. So now we have this language of submit your neck, bow down. What is this all about? This is the language of kings, of the pharaohs, of the famous Persian kings like Darius and Xerxes. Even Alexander the Great, he feels very uncomfortable with this kind of language around him. And yet, we have the bishops of Rome unabashedly asking for this from the king. Now we know that this really didn't sit too well with many people. And if we look down, if we go forward by another 1,000 years, there was one particular king that said, "The hell with this. I refuse to do this." Anybody know his name? Henry? Yeah, Henry. Good old Henry.